Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the old hardware. If you remember correctly, this is 16 millimeter, all right? And we need it to be 24 millimeter. So this is a 24 millimeter hardware for this, okay? And there's no bushings on it, so we need to get the bushings also. All right, now everywhere that I've read about the Sauron is it should be like 23.8 millimeters or 23.88 millimeters. That's pretty much 24 millimeters. And when I measure this is 24 millimeters. I don't know where they're getting that measurement from, guys. If it's too big, we could shave this, all right? That's what I'm gonna do, all right? Because I'll tell you this, I could not find that 23.88 millimeter for the Rockshox, okay? You would have to get it from like Fox or MRP or something, okay? From what I heard, the MRP stuff, hardware works, all right? But I wanted to use all Rockshox stuff, so you can see Rockshox, okay? Okay, so this is a Rockshox 8 M8 by 24 millimeters, all right? So the 8 is the diameter of the hole, and then the 24 millimeters is how long it is, okay? And then this is a half inch bushing. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to show you how I'm going to remove the okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is take apart any kind of bushings that are on there. Okay, so this one only came with one, so it's this guy. It's just like an O-ring. What the heck? Okay. All right. And I don't know, you might be able to push the spacer out. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you how this works. There's an actual tool that Rockshox sells for removing the eyelets, but I don't have it and I couldn't find it. So what I'm going to use is an object to push the bushing out. I don't know if this is long enough to push it all the way. We might want to use something else, but maybe I can find some kind of punch. But this fits in there nicely. I don't know how far we can push that in. We have to be able to push it in all the way. It gets it most of the way out. Hopefully we can just pull it out with some pliers by the time it gets there. Now I'm going to use this to press it out of this side, all right? And then we're going to use this to catch it on the other side, all right? So we're going to use this to push on the shock, okay? So what this is going to do, I'm going to put it in a vise, and it's going to squeeze this. This is going to press on the spacer, and then this is going to press on the eyelet, all right? And then this will push the spacer out of the eyelet. All right, got it? All right, Jesus wants to try it out. Okay, let's do this. All right, I probably should just use a smaller thing, but it's fine. All right, so I got my vise here. I'm gonna open it up far enough where we can get this socket through with all the stuff. All right. Probably want to do it at the edge, or let's do it facing upward. Okay. It's kind of awkward. Okay. It's gotta be wider. Okay, and we're doing this so we don't damage the shock too. Or at least damage the finish. Okay, and this is like an Allen wrench thingy. Okay, it just seemed to be it had to be the right size. You could use another socket. Is what you could use. But this is nice because it has a part that goes inside. Okay, I'm gonna close this. That's why you want some pretty big sockets too, so it stays away from it keeps your shock away from the jaws. Okay. Boy, this is kind of hard to hold everything together. Okay. Start pushing the hardware out. make sure everything is straight. Okay, and we'll start pushing it out. Okay. Go. Pretty easy. Oh, my finger's getting smashed a little bit. Don't smash your finger. Okay. Did you get that? So it should have came out the other side a little bit. All right, it went out most of the way. Then go out all the way. I don't have a long enough bit. Oh. Maybe I can pull it out now. Oh yeah, there we go. It popped out. Cool. It looks like it might have rust in it. I'm not sure. There's some red stuff in the... I don't know what that is. That's not rust. So there's the hardware. Okay, so that's the 16. That's the 16 versus the 24. Okay, so that's the difference between the 16 and the 24. All right, so I got this for something. Okay, so now we got to go press this one in. Let's see if we can press this in. Oh yeah, I could press it in by hand. Okay, I think that's as far as it's going to go. Yeah, it's kind of stuck now. Okay, so now we got to do our little trick again. Now we got to push it out the other end. That's as far as I can get it in by hand, guys. You might be able to hit it. I know you might be able to hit it with the hammer. Let's try that. Okay. Damn. I didn't measure how thick it is. You're just gonna have to make sure it's even, alright guys? Make sure it's even on both sides. Okay, I think that's good. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure it with the caliper. Okay, so I'm going to measure the depth of it, okay? So I got his here. I'm going to use the tail. Okay. Okay, that's 5.8 millimeters. 5 millimeters. Okay, so we need to push it out this way more. Okay. Yeah, I think hitting it kind of messes up the finish on it. Oh, it's too much now. So you gotta play with it until you can get it the right way. Alright guys. Okay, now I got 5 on this side. I bet you got 5.8 on this side. Okay, so I went too far in the other direction, alright? So now we gotta go hit it on this side. Okay, so that's just gotta play that game until you get it in the middle, alright guys? Okay, try that out. This is a little more tedious than I thought it would be. Okay, 5.5 and 5.5. Well, 5.25. .4. 5.4. Nope. This is 5.7. This is 5.2, so it has to go out. A little bit more. 5.7. Yeah, so I gotta push it this way again. Okay, so anyway, I'm just gonna play around with it till I get what I need. All right. Okay, there you go. So that is the finished product right there. That's the finished product. So it's about 5.6 millimeters on each side. Okay. So that's how much we want for like each side. Okay, so we're gonna go remove this one now, and then put the new hardware in. Okay, pretty much the same story. Okay, we're gonna go push out the bottom one now. Same story. We're gonna put this over it like that. Hold it like that. And let's put this guy in first. Hold it like that. This guy like that. All right, now it'll kind of hold itself up somehow. Because whatever you do, don't hold it crooked. Okay. Okay, make sure that this long the long extension is good. Okay. See, it's not wanting to move. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna keep the shock steady. We're gonna press out. Okay, I'm going to press it out as far as we can go. Okay. Open it up. Okay. There's this, and there's this, and there it is. Okay. Yeah, so I'll see if I can pull it out from there. It kind of damages it a little. Yeah, I was able to get the other one out by hand. Yeah, I think I have to get a punch or something. Hold on. Okay, I found out that a quarter inch 8 millimeter, at least one of mine does, fits in there perfectly. Okay, so I'm just gonna stick that back in there and finish it off. Also without damaging it. Okay, I want to make sure there's no parts that are going to get squashed. Okay, there we go. That's easy. All right, well anyway, it came off. I don't know where the spacer went. Let me go look for it. Ta-da! There it is. Okay, so there's your 16 millimeter spacer. All right, and I have to use this to get it out. Now let's go get our new spacer in there. We'll put these on after. All right, I'll show you guys how to put that on after I put this one on. This one is a lot harder to put on than the other one. That's for sure. As you can see, it's the exact same hardware. It's this kind of gloss black stuff. We're gonna have to play this game again. I can try hitting it. Let's try it. This may mess up the eye. I know this may mess it up. I don't see any problem hitting this with the hammer, but this may bend the shaft, so let's not hit it like that. So what I'm gonna do is the same thing. Okay, I'm gonna put this on this side so it doesn't damage it. This is why you use a special tool, so you don't have to try to align everything up at the same time. Okay, just make this is a bitch trying to get everything lined up. Hopefully I'm putting it in there straight. Okay. I'll move it a little more. Okay, that looks good. So it was what, 5.2 last time? That's 6. And that's 5, alright, so we still gotta move a little bit more. Alright, 6 and 5, alright, so we gotta push this side more. Okay, you kinda get it? Just try to get it in the center as best as possible, alright? Alright. I'm just gonna speed up the rest of the video. Once you got it poking out the other end, it's a little easier. Everything kind of lines up easier. Okay, so I finally got it to, it's a pain in the ass. Just try to get it to stick out the same on both sides, alright? So this side is about 5.7 millimeters, 5.6, 5.7, somewhere around there. And this one is 5.7. This one is 5.7. Okay, in the end, I got this. One of them is kind of closer to 5.7, and the other one is kind of 5.6. I think that's as close as I'm going to get it. When I push it one way, it moves out too much the other way. Okay, hopefully it'll like center itself eventually. All right, so the next thing to do is to put the bushings on. Okay. Okay. So I'm not 100% on this, but so I think this little groove thing here on the bushings is supposed to go on the inside, alright? So I think it goes like this. Alright, it should slip in there perfect, okay? It should be pretty flush. Okay. Looks like a good fit. Hopefully this will fit on the bike. Alright, we're going to put this side on. Okay. Alright. Here we go. Looks pretty good. It looks like this is a little bit sticking out more than this side. Okay, so that's one way you can figure out if you need to push it more on one side than the other. You'll see. Okay. Anyway, let's go measure this with the caliper real quick, and it should be close to 24. Okay, there you go, 24 on the dot. Okay, same thing with this. 24.5, because it's sticking out more on one side. Alright, I'm hoping that this one will even itself out. That's my guess. Alright, hopefully it'll even itself out when I install it. I could not get it perfectly in the middle, okay? Okay, so that's it. Our hardware is installed. So this shock is now ready to be installed on the bike, but we're gonna go install our spring, okay, which is really easy. So to remove the spring from this, all right, loosen the collar all the way. Okay, and if it's not wanting to move, if it's too tight, just try to move the whole spring, all right. Okay, move it all the way up as much as you can. Push the spring all the way against the top perch. Alright, and then push this, the bottom perch off, okay? There's a little Pac-Man, you know, just take it out of the Pac-Man mouth, alright? Alright, and then you could slide the spring out very carefully. Okay, So all you got to do is very carefully remove the spring from the shaft. All right, the little, it might rub on the little bumper here. All right, there you go. It's free. We're gonna have to take this stuff off again anyway. So all right, and then we're gonna put our 500-pound spring in. All right, and so the way I'm gonna install it is with the Rockshox facing logo facing up. Okay, so you can read it. All right, just slip that right on there like that. Should fit perfectly. All right, then put the bottom perch back on. Back on. This one not wanting to install properly. Okay. Just kind of slipped it on there. Make sure it's seated on there. All right. Drop the spring onto it. All right, and then we're gonna tighten the upper collar perch. Okay, and that should be it. So you probably just want to tighten the collar until it's snug. Okay, and then you're gonna do your sag adjustment when it's on the bike. Okay, but they say you're not really supposed to turn it a whole lot. Right? It should be, if you have the right spring, you don't really need to put a lot of preload into it. But basically, all you want to do. All you want to do is just make sure the spring doesn't move around like that. All right, just okay, tighten it up like that, and I think you should be good. All right, so now our shock is ready to be installed. All right, here's the old hardware. I don't know what we're going to use this for. I might be able to sell the spacers, but I don't have any of the bushings anymore, so it's kind of useless now. It just had these O-rings on it, so maybe you just need to put O-rings on it. I'm not sure. I'm just gonna put it in there for whatever. Okay, there you go. So the shock is ready to be installed. All right. Let's do one last comparison before we install this on the bike. Okay. All right. So Haze Omega wants to see if we saved any weight going to this shock. All right. So now we have the proper spring on there, and I got the proper hardware, so it's ready to go on. It's pretty much in the state as this one is. Let's put this on here. So the Rockshox is only 2 pounds and 13.8 ounces, okay? Where the Fast Ace shock is 3 pounds and 9.2 ounces, okay? So this one's about a pound heavier, all right? Woo, whoop-de-woo. We sure saved a lot of weight. Not really, okay? So the difference in weight is kind of negligible, so if you ask me. All right. Okay, so there you go. I've got both springs, both shocks. Oh yeah, the adjuster's on the other side on this guy. Okay, so there's the Fast Ace shock right next to the new the Rockshox Vivid R2C with all the proper goodies on it. You can see the spacing between the coils is much longer. All right. Compared to the Fast Ace. The Fast Ace has much more coils. But it doesn't really matter, it just depends on how it's wound and everything, okay? I think this spring is longer than this spring too. It's kind of odd. Okay, there's one more thing that we have to do, alright, is one thing I noticed about this shock, alright, so the reservoirs I matched up with this one, okay? But the rebound adjuster is on the opposite side, okay? So all you have to do is twist it, okay? Okay, now it's on the right side. Alright, so now it's ready to be installed, alright? Because I looked at the bike, and if this isn't in this position, then you won't be able to adjust this, alright? Or it might hit something, the knob will hit something too, so. This knob looks bigger than this one, so I don't think you're going to have that much interference is what I want to say. Okay, so yeah, so you just got to make sure your rebound adjuster is on the opposite side of the little canister here. Okay, the reservoir. Okay, so now it's ready to go. All right, here's we go.